20 years ago when we started George Packing Company, we were just a couple kids trying to save the family farm. By being loyal to our growers and then predictable for our customers, George Packing Company has now grown into the largest hazelnut processor in the United States.
When we opened our doors in 1994, we had just 500,000 pounds of capacity. Now we can process the entire Oregon industry within 100 days, and really we owe that thanks to our growers who've been loyal and been with us for over 20 years.
These guys are really out there working for the industry. They have grown so rapidly and they treat their growers with honesty and respect. They are actually doing what they say they're going to do. That's unusual in the industry. In any ag industry, that's unusual.
It's not all about processing hazelnuts for Larry and Sean. They really take an interest in their employees and their growers, and everybody becomes part of the larger, George Packing family.
I think people would be surprised to find out that George Packing Company was started in my dorm room down at Oregon State University. George Packing Company is a company that's built between my brother and I. He was young, he was 14 when I started the company, but worked with me every day we were there. We struggled with this thing during the 1990s. This company was built with a lot of hard work. We spent hours sorting hazelnuts ourselves. Everything we did with right on the line with all of our employees because we had to. After I graduated, I realized that the farm was in very deep trouble and we had to market our own product. We needed to take the product from the George farm and get it to the market directly because if we didn't, the farm wouldn't survive.
We never want our farmers to experience the same things we did growing up in the mid-90s. The market was depressed, prices were terrible, costs were high, and farm families that were raising hazelnuts struggled.
As I can remember, over 20 years ago, worrying from year to year whether we were going to have the money to continue operating as a farm and growing our families.
I've been in the filbert industry for a long time, 34 years. And I've seen the market start out at 25 cents a pound for what we produced and go to 40 cents a pound and go back down to 25 cents a pound.
One of the things that we realized was there needed to be a packer in the market who was concerned about the profitability of the grower. If nobody cared about the profitability of the grower, the hazelnut industry in Oregon would have died.
I think that for a few years they were kind of pesky to the rest of the industry and were taking the lead trying to take care of the grower, being a grower themselves. And now they have become very strong in the industry, they're an influential leader in the industry, and have continued to take care of us as growers.
George Packing Company was built on a grower-centered idea. The idea was put the growers first in the market and the rest will take care of itself.
As the company started getting bigger, there was no doubt that there was only one reason why we were growing, and that's the trust of our growers.
I think they've been very open with us as far as what goes on with their business and marketing programs to keep us as informed as they can, which is important. It's a good relationship for a grower and a packer.
Our growers from 1994 are also our growers in 2014. And the reason why is that we realized that the only way to really promote the hazelnut market was for stability and long-term predictability. Our buyers know that that product is available to them every single year. And what that means is that our growers don't have to worry about where that product's going to go. It's delivered to the market.
It's nice to know that the Georges kind of have our back when we bring our product into them. We're going to get taken care of, and there's not a worry about are we going to get paid, when are we going to get paid. They've always been so good to us in that way. And again, we're small farm, so we're not the same as the big guys, but it's a huge chunk for us.
Every single year we have more and more growers joining our team. And those relationships with the new people who realize what our company philosophy is really rewarding.
George Packing, being another family farm, helped us make a decision to get involved with them and feel comfortable with them because they understood us.
We treat the entire supply chain with respect, from the grower through our process and to the buyer.
George Packing Company is not about chasing the latest fad in the market. It's about loyalty to our growers, predictability to our buyers. And those two things added together, they mean market growth. And market growth means higher prices to all hazelnut farmers.
When we first started George Packing Company, the grower price was under 30 cents a pound. Today, we're paying 5 to 7 times that amount.
They're constantly looking for new avenues, new places to sell our product. I have no worries when I drop my nuts off here that they're gonna all get sold and we're gonna get good dollar for them.
The idea of having a broad market which has some in-shell, which has some kernels, which has some processed goods, is it gives us the ability to kind of make it through the highs and lows of any one particular market. And our growers knew from early on that we would set a price, but if we got more money for the product, we'd share it back with them.
They were able to sell the hazelnuts for more than what they thought, and they could have pocketed all that money, but they didn't. They passed it on to the farmers.
With these record prices we've had and some of our yields that we've had on our farm, it really has allowed us to fine-tune our operation.
The way to benefit the growers was to grab those profits, find efficiencies, and get that money back to the grower. And what that meant was a long-term partnership where the growers were profitable and the volumes would increase.
Every single year that I've been with them, they've paid more to me than they have the year previous. They've never kept taking more for themselves. They pass the increase on to us each time. I mean, it's just, we're really happy.
Now today, our costs are a lot more, but still, it's a lot more profitable than I ever thought it would be. I can keep my equipment up to date, be at the top of the line in the fertilizer, foliar applications to prevent the blight. I'm able to do that knowing that I have a good income coming in to pay for those.
Growing up in a farm family, we're used to planning for the next generation. At George Packing Company, we're already planning for the future.
The market is huge for Oregon hazelnuts. It's a high quality product from a great region. People love the flavor, and they want us to deliver more and more of Oregon hazelnuts to the market.
China is always going to be very important to the Northwest hazelnut industry, but really where we expect to see the growth is in processed goods.
So we invested in the technology and equipment to create roasted, diced, sliced, paste, meal, and these products go directly to these innovative companies that are developing brand new hazelnut products. And they take those products and they put them on supermarket shelves, and that means more volume of hazelnuts being sold in the United States, which means a higher price for Oregon growers.
And I mean, they've been dreaming about this since they were in high school. And they've just made it happen. These people are really savvy about the marketing of the hazelnut.
The industry leading that they do with equipment and the way they process is really amazing. You come over and you look at the facility, it's cutting edge stuff.
We're here at our new processed goods facility, which is a joint venture between George Packing and Northwest Hazelnut. With this facility, both companies are positioned from a food safety and from a technology standpoint to really grab on and supply the ever-growing domestic market for hazelnut products like meal and diced and paste. Hazelnut paste is what can be used in everything from hazelnut spreads to mixing it with chocolate to even ice cream.
They're trying to get closer to the consumer with their products, not simply relying upon export, but developing products to put onto the shelves of retail space.
As more and more companies want hazelnuts as part of their ingredient mix, we want growers to know that and be associated with the growth and development.
It is so awesome to walk into a store and see more and more products with hazelnuts in them.
Every time we see a new hazelnut product on the supermarket shelf, we realize that's a brand new market, and more growth and more volume the GPC is perfectly positioned to take advantage of and get higher prices for our growers. The future is very bright for hazelnuts in the Pacific Northwest. The biggest problem we have is we don't have enough volume to supply the markets. The market's growing so fast, it's hard to believe we're only 4% of the world's production. What we need is more and more hazelnuts planted in the Pacific Northwest. We need that volume to capture those markets. We need growers planting trees in the ground.
we're starting to look at other aspects of the farm to increase our production, and so those opportunities that we're having right now are tremendous to grow this industry and have a future for my family, and hopefully my kids, because of they see what we go through and some of the good times, that they'll have a future here too.
That legacy, that lifelong passing of the torch to my son, that my grandfather has passed to my dad has passed to me, and that I will pass to my son. Knowing that is safe in this time is very precious to me.
I enjoy to see the acreage increase. It's just, I'm proud that I'm one of the original, or I ain't said I'm an original, but I'm an old grower comparatively. And it's nice to see all the new growers come in and grow this industry, and hope it gets really big someday.
Most of the time when you see something like this happen, an organization coming up, pulling itself up through the bootstraps and getting going, they get greedy after they get there. And these people have stayed with their plan all the way through, consistently all the way through. It's amazing.
You know, 20 years ago, we were just a couple kids that were trying to save our family farm. Because of the relationship with our growers, we've grown into the largest hazelnut processing company in the entire country. And that's because of our growers. We're grateful, and I can say for both of us, thank you, and we look forward to the next 20 years.